Hello, welcome to Bright. I am Alexandra Santa Cruz, and I wanted to talk to you about the power of visualization. I've been actually practicing visualization since I'm 17, and I wanted to share some of the things that have happened to me since I started to visualize. At the beginning, I didn't really understand that I was visualizing for a future, but eventually, I have just come to study more and more spiritual laws. I have read recently book The Source that you should definitely read if you're interested in creating a better future and actually directing your mind towards the things that you want. Some of the things that I think are for us, preventing us from getting abandoned or an abandoned life, is that we're stuck in the past. We're stuck with things that we're not agree on, or that we felt like somebody did it, trespass us and didn't do right to us. And some of the things that visualize, how can I get rid of these thoughts, because this person is no longer in my life, but in my mind it continues to live there. And it's actually lack of prosperity thinking, and you actually have to force yourself to new thoughts, but you also have to give a ceremony in your mind when you say goodbye to these people. And I just wanted to give you this. I want to start there with how do you do to leave thoughts behind that don't serve you? How do you create new thoughts? And some of the things that I did in the beginning when I was younger, it was there was this person, a friend, a girlfriend, that we had a falling out, and I actually felt that she had used me, and actually I kind of became scared of her. And we lived together, we shared an apartment, we were not a couple, we were just sharing rooms in the same apartment. And when I moved out, I was still very resentful of her, and some of the things that I felt, it was that she was much more louder than I was, and when she spoke I felt like I didn't have a voice and stuff. And this continued to come back to me, this fear and the anxiety when I thought of her. And besides, I was already living far away from her, but this was still controlling me. And I did a visualization that was about, it came like this. I just sat down in my bed and I started to visualize that I was in this bubble, a protection bubble, like this big white glassy bubble. And I hear my mom's voice, and inside of this bubble I hear that she's proud of me, that she is protecting me, that everything is going to be fine. And I also see on the other side of the glass, from outside of this bubble, this girl. And it's funny because in my visualization, what I think is I see her trying to talk to me, but I cannot hear her. And as I continue to hear my mom's voice, this fog came across this glass, and I couldn't see her anymore. I couldn't hear her anymore, and eventually she disappeared. I felt so much better after I did this. For sure, something happened in my mind. That thought broke, and that connection of fear and resentment towards her ended. But the curious part was what happened the next day. The next day, I was with a friend walking a dog somewhere in the city where it wasn't where I used to live, and shared this apartment with this girl. And all of a sudden, I see her coming in the sidewalk, and I already know it's her. And I feel like, oh my God, how odd is that? She's coming towards us. And as she's coming towards us, the dog started to bark so much, and she stopped to say hello, pretending she didn't know what had happened and stuff. And the dog was so loud that I tried to listen to her, but I couldn't. It was uneven. This is the part when all things get very, very real to me, that we create our life. Once a year, these motorbikes from Harley Davidson, everybody that owns these very loud bikes, pass across the city. Well, 2 seconds from the dog starting to bark, the bikes started to rode just next to us, and anybody can think just one motorbike makes a lot of noise. But can you imagine 240 bikes passing through? This girl is talking to me, and I hear nothing. Nothing. And at the end, I just see her saying, okay, goodbye. But I can only read that in her mouth. I cannot hear it. And that got me thinking very much about the power of my mind, the power that I give to others. And I thought, like, oh my God, this was wonderful. This is the first proof to me that visualization is immediate, and you can protect yourself. You can create so many ways of protection. You can create abundance that you didn't even know existed. I didn't even know my friend was going to have the dog that day, or the bikes are going to be there, or I was going to meet her. But all just happened like so beautifully that it was like my first proof that I can protect myself, and I can invite into my world those that I want to invite, and those that I don't want to invite, they can be outside of my world too. I don't think it's about inclusion or exclusion, like treating people bad, but I just do think that sometimes we do need to do things to protect our, mental health and our just, emotional health. And there are some people that don't deserve to be in our life. So I leave you with that thought. If you have somebody that you keep a grudge and you just don't know what to do, well, do that. Something else that I also recommend to do is, like, if you have thoughts of someone that has been in your life that wasn't kind to you, you can go back in time and visualize this person telling you, I'm sorry, even if they never did say I'm sorry. Or you can visualize also saying to that person, I'm sorry too. Because you can change how you feel about that person when you do that. And they no longer have power over you. So if you visualize somebody who, like, for instance, something that I wanted to have was to have a boss that I could send a Christmas card. I never actually felt that I had a relationship with any boss to have that connection to send a Christmas card. And I did a Christmas card that I never sent out. And I think now I do have a boss that I could give a Christmas card to. So these things, like, prepare yourself for the things that you want to happen, and also go in the past and think, like, I would have liked this person to say this, or how would this would have been better, this scenario when everybody got heat up and people say things. How could that turn out? Can I change that scenario in my mind? Can I create another reality in my mind? I think that kind of reality, people say, oh, you're practicing getting crazy. But I don't think using your imagination is getting crazy. I think the only thing that is crazy is not to use your imagination to create mental health. I have done it so many times, and I'm so happy to be sharing this in YouTube. Like I say, with this girl, like this kind of protection. And I felt like, oh, if I could do this with her and materialize that moment in time, can I use this power to create something else in my mind? And the answer is, of course, yes. And even today, I have an action board, as Dr. Tara Stewart says. It's not a visualizing board, it's an action board. It's something that keeps me to act into who I want to become and how is that person. And something that I think very much I practice daily is, who is she? How does she act? How does she act when her children are so loud and screaming? Does she scream back, or is she kind? And I visualize myself handling those moments. Something that you can visualize yourself, like getting ahead in this year, maybe going to an interview, is just visualizing what you're wearing from toe to top, the suit, the things, and visualizing you answering all the questions, and probably all the hard questions. If you have a CV that is not very clear what you have done, or that you don't want to explain some part of your CV, get prepared to get the question, get prepared to answer, and also get prepared to get a positive feedback. In your mind, you can create those moments, and I think you will easily go through these interviews creating this kind of preparation in front of the moment. And also, if people are telling you, oh, how about money? The thing is this, I think abundance not everything is money, but I have done visualizations about money, and they work. They all work. Things appear either in my bank account, or they appear on the floor, or I always get like better jobs. So I think but it's not the real source, the only true source of abundance. I think the true source of abundance is an abundant mind, because I think like this. I used to have a mind of lack, to be honest. What is a mind of lack? I'm just going to describe it to you. You don't share ideas because you think someone is going to steal them from you. That's not an abundant mind. Don't worry, people are lazy. They're not going to steal your ideas. If you're the meant person to be performing that idea, it will be yours, and the idea belongs to you. Do not fear for others to come and take things from you. Something else that I think that kind of like blurs my abundant mind sometimes is, am I spending too much? And this is the thing. I think society tells us a lot about living frugally, don't buy that coffee every day. And I do believe these things help, but eventually I think that the only true abundance in life is to create more. Create more of the things you need and create more of the things you want. So that is for me like the true abundance. And I think like you either go along like this kind of mental thinking, like don't spend, save every coin, or you can also spend that energy creating new hustles, new income, opportunities for you to earn more. Maybe become a teacher. If you're an engineer, become a teacher Saturdays, Sundays. Maybe clean houses, or maybe like sell the clothes that you don't wear, and maybe take pictures, wedding pictures, if you have a nice camera and stuff. I think that's the true abundance. I think true abundance comes with your ability to create more, and it's something that I'm experimenting now. I definitely would like to create more of that physical abundance in my life, but I am somebody who have already experienced a lot of tremendous abundance in my life. One of the visualizations I made as a child was that I was going to be an architect, and it was very expensive to study as an architect in Colombia. But it was just so like embedded in me that I was going to become an architect, and I was like, I'm not going to become an architect at any school. I'm going to become an architect at the best school in the world. And my parents were like, okay. And eventually I came to Sweden very young to babysit. And guess what? Lund University, that is in the ranking of the best for universities of the world, I came into architecture. And how much the term cost in Sweden? Nothing. It was for free. It was unbelievable. Yeah, but I think that you open the doors when you believe. And you open the doors not only when you believe, but when you see yourself there, you visualize yourself, and you feel that thing getting into you. Like only just wishful thinking, the car, I don't think that's actually helpful so many times, because it keeps us just wanting more. I just think like true desire, through a strong desire, and actually getting in bed the feeling that that's what's going to happen, being prepared in an abundant mind that your abundance comes from an infinite universe that has supply for everybody, and that is full of opportunities. Nobody's going to get in the way of what belongs to you. That is true abundance. And once you have that mindset that nothing can get in the way, that you can protect yourself from anything, that you can create new doors, that you can create new opportunities. And like I say in one of my videos, sometimes you just need to make physical space for the good things to come. Maybe it's just clean up your closet and give away things. Maybe it's just like pick up all the clutter in your desk, and all of the sudden clarity comes, serenity comes, and with that comes new opportunities. So I really want to leave you with this. Do an action board of things that really resonate with you, that you feel like, oh, I had wanted that so long, and that would make me so happy to get. And also visualize yourself in the relationships that you want to have. If you want to actually protect yourself from somebody, visualize this bubble of glass of love and protection, unbreakable. where you are inside, and invite someone who loves you to be there in the visualization, somebody who wants you well, that it wants the best for you. And those that you want to say goodbye, one visualization that I use is to put them in a boat. I visualize myself coming to the beach, helping them to get into the boat and pushing the boat out in the ocean. Not of an unkind way, but actually in a way that I'd say is good luck, good trip into whatever it is that is the ocean of your life, because I'm turning back and going back to this. And when I turn back, I visualize everybody who loves me, who stands by me, who has supported me through all this time, all bosses, my family, my cousins, my friends from school, anybody who has ever wished me well is there in this party. And I get to be there. And you get to invite anybody. If you think like, oh, I have nobody, guess what? It's your imagination. You can invite Sam Francis. You can invite Oprah. You can invite Elizabeth Gilbert. You can invite the people that you like them to be, people that you would love to have a dinner with. And just feel the love, feel the abundance, feel the excitement of sitting there at the table and celebrate yourself. And when you turn around, you see this fog just coming through, and you no longer see the sea, you no longer see that boat. And whoever it was that you sent out, you bless them, you wish them a good trip. And then you come back to reality, and you come back and you feel they're gone. They have no longer power over you. So these things are very powerful, because I think the things that stay in between us and our clarity to create more are relationships gone bad, expectations gone bad, and actually resentment for what could have been but wasn't. And this is a way, a very nice way, visualize yourself, this person saying sorry to you, saying goodbye to this person, or protecting yourself, and actually believing a lot in what you want with magnetic power, and feeling it with all your heart. It's gonna happen. I leave you with that. Take care.